Welcome, my friends. Now we're going to hear the story of why the sun and the moon live in the sky. And I moved over here because look, the sun is setting, and I thought that was kind of cool. So that would be a cool way to read why the sun and the moon live in the sky. Let's see what happens. The illustrations in this story are fantastic. I love the colors. I love the drawings. It's really wonderful. Why the sun and the moon live in the sky. Many years ago, the sun and the water were great friends, and both lived on the earth together. The sun very often used to visit the water, but the water never returned the visits. At last the sun asked the water why it was that he never came to see him in the house. The water replied that the sun's house was not big enough, and that if he came with his people, he would drive the sun out. So there's the friends visiting. Now remember, this is a folk tale. And do you think this is a real story or a pretend story if it's a folk tale? Think about that. The water then said, "If you wish me to visit, you must build a very large house. But I warn you that it will have to be a large place, as my people are very numerous and they take up a lot of room." So water told sun, if you want me to come visit with all my friends and family, your house needs to be very large. The sun promised to build a very large house, and soon afterwards he returned to his wife, the moon, who greeted him with a broad smile. So see, the sun and the moon, they live together. The sun told the moon what he had promised the water, and the next day they began to build a large house in which to entertain his friends. They start building the large house. And when it was completed, he asked the water to come and visit him. So there he did. He's like, I made my house big. And so he went over into the water's house and he said, come and visit. Let's see what they say. When the water arrived, one of his people called out to the sun and asked him whether it would be safe for the water to enter. And the sun answered, yes, tell my friend to come in. So this little guy asked the sun, can we come in? And he said yes, because he's a very nice friend. The water then began to flow in, accompanied by the fish and all the water animals. There they are. Isn't it kind of cool that they're blue? Think, why are they blue? Very soon the water was knee-deep. So he asked the sun if it was still safe. And the sun again said yes. So more of them started to come in. And when the water was level with the top of the man's head, the water said to the sun, do you want more of my people to come? Look at, they're all in his house. They're up to his head. Do you think he's going to say yes? Let's see what happens. And the sun and the moon both answered, yes, not knowing any better. So the water's people flowed on until the sun and the moon had to perch themselves on the top of the roof. There they are, on the roof. Again, the water addressed the sun, and he received the same answer. So more of his people rushed in. More and more people were going into the sun and the moon's house. what's going to happen to the house? Let's see. The water very soon overflowed the top of the roof, and the sun and the moon were forced to go up into the sky, where they have remained ever since. Did you guys know that was coming? The end. So that is a folktale, my friends, of how people from Nigeria think that the sun and the moon may have gotten up in the sky and where they still live today. So remember, go do your sky response sheet, tell me a story, and draw a picture of what can you think of that's happened to you with the sun, the moon, or the stars, or maybe something cool like this of how you think the sun, the moon, or the stars got into the sky. I hope you enjoyed the story. I'll see you shortly. Bye, friends.